chosen one with the mark of the crescent moon. You also carry the letter M somewhere on your body. Do not scroll away from this screen. Stop whatever you are doing right now. This is not a random video pushed by the algorithm. Heaven has literally intercepted your feed today because Archangel Michael has personally routed this exact frequency to your device. The enemy is praying you swipe away. They are terrified of what happens next. The dark forces have watched you struggle for years. They want you to stay blind to the power in your hands. But your spirit has been restless lately, and you feel a heavy pressure in the center of your chest. That is your soul detecting a massive shift. A divine wealth transfer is knocking at your door. Look closely at your hands. Trace the lines that form that M. Think about the crescent moon symbol that keeps appearing in your life. You have always felt different from everyone else. You knew you were meant for something bigger, but the waiting season has been brutally hard on your mind. You are exhausted from fighting invisible battles. You are tired of surviving while others thrive. I need you to listen very carefully. God is about to take over your financial reality. Your season of lack is officially ending, but there is a deadly trap waiting for you. If you leave this message before the end, you will walk right into the trap and the blessing will be lost. You will arrive at the finish line, but you will not know how to hold the reward. You will shut the door. Do not take your eyes off this screen. The heavy attacks you have been facing recently are not an accident. They are hard proof that the kingdom of darkness is panicking. Why are they panicking right now? Because a generational wealth decree has just been stamped with your name, and the angels are deploying it. The universe is aligning a collision of absolute abundance for you. People always described you as too intense. They thought your deep empathy was a weakness. They drained your energy and left you in the dark. But heaven was watching every single tear you cried in secret, while the world ignored your pain. The isolation you felt was not a punishment. It was a rigorous training ground for your spirit. You were being prepared to carry a massive wealth. Now you must pay absolute attention. That specific mark of the crescent moon is a spiritual antenna. The letter M is a divine seal placed upon you before birth. Together they create a powerful frequency that attracts raw divine energy. But right now that frequency is blocked by your survival mode, because the elite forces of this world want to keep you stressed and tired. If you let them win today, the cycle of poverty will repeat. You will wake up tomorrow with the same heavy anxiety, the same bills and the same overwhelming fear will crush your soul. But if you stay anchored to this message, everything flips and God steps in to override the corrupt system. The chains of financial trauma are breaking in the spiritual realm right now. I am giving you a final warning. The window for your breakthrough is closing in less than 24 hours. The angels are waiting for your physical confirmation. You must prove that you are ready to receive the harvest. Do not let fear convince you that this is fake, because your intuition dragged you here for a very specific reason today. Breathe in slowly and feel that truth. You have been carrying the weight of the world alone. You fix everyone else, but no one fixes you. It is time to drop the heavy armor. You do not have to fight for your survival anymore. The creator of the universe is taking the wheel while you sit back and watch the miracles unfold. Your only job now is to receive the download of wealth. Do not walk away from the transmission early. They want to scrub this frequency from the earth. The systems of control are terrified of chosen ones who wake up. When a marked soul realizes their true financial power, the entire matrix shakes. That is why your mind feels foggy right now, and the enemy is projecting static into your thoughts. They are trying to distract you, so you miss the final activation sequence of wealth. Push through the distraction and focus. Look at the lines on your palm one more time. That M stands for a mastery over reality that you have yet to claim. The crescent moon signifies your ability to shine in the pitch-black dark. You were not born to suffer under the weight of debt, but you were born to distribute divine wealth to the people around you. You are the chosen vessel. God is watching your response in this exact second. Will you honor the divine timing, or will you run away? If you close this page, the connection severs completely. You will wander in the financial desert for another decade. The choice is literally in your hands right now, as the cosmic gates begin to open. Stay with me until the very last word. I am going to reveal everything to you. Do you feel that slight pull in your chest? That is your spirit recognizing the ultimate truth. You are on the precipice of a massive timeline jump. Your days of begging for scraps are over. Welcome to the era of absolute prosperity. Keep your heart open and your mind sharp, because the secret behind your physical marks is about to change your life forever. You are finally safe. Before we go any deeper, I want you to take a very slow breath. Look at your current life right now. You feel entirely depleted. Your shoulders are heavy with a burden, and every morning when you wake up, the crushing anxiety about money immediately hits your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through your day. You smile for the people around you. But inside, you are breaking. I know you woke up at 3 in the morning last night. Your heart was racing for absolutely no reason. The world tells you that you are just stressed out, and they say you simply need some rest. But that is a complete lie. That strange tightness in your chest is not normal anxiety. That is your spiritual body reacting to a massive imbalance in your physical reality. You are the chosen one. You are the empath with boundaries who still constantly gives your energy away to heal others. Whenever someone is hurting, they always come to you for comfort. You fix their broken pieces. You carry their heavy emotional bags. But when you are the one bleeding, the room goes completely silent. Nobody is checking on you. Nobody asks how you survive the pressure. Listen carefully to what I am about to say next. Have you ever wondered why you are always drained despite working so hard? You do everything right. You put in the long hours. You sacrifice your own basic needs. Yet the bank account never seems to reflect your massive effort. The money comes in, and then it immediately vanishes like water through your fingers. This is not a mistake. This brings us to a very deep spiritual truth. You have been blaming yourself for the financial lack for years. You look at the huge bills piling up, and you feel like a massive failure. You question your own intelligence. You wonder what you are doing wrong while everyone else seems to get ahead so easily. Stop blaming yourself right now. You are not stupid. And you are not lazy. Tap the like button as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. Let that small physical action anchor this exact truth into your current timeline. The universe sees your pure heart. The angels have recorded every single time you gave your last dollar to someone else in need. Your massive generosity is exactly why the dark forces aggressively targeted your finances. The elite forces know that money amplifies your light. If you have infinite resources, you will change the entire world. You will build safe sanctuaries for the broken. You will feed the hungry and protect the weak. That is a massive threat to the corrupt system. So they deliberately projected a heavy frequency of lack into your life. They want to keep you trapped in pure survival. When you are simply surviving, you cannot dream. When you are constantly worried about paying the rent, your spiritual antenna cannot pick up the higher frequencies of divine wealth. You are stuck in the low beta waves of pure stress. This is exactly why your mind feels so incredibly foggy lately. The enemy is flooding your environment with static noise to keep you disconnected from heaven. But heaven has finally drawn a line in the sand. I want you to feel the massive wave of relief washing over you right now. You do not have to figure this out alone anymore. The isolation you felt recently was not an abandonment by God. It was a strict divine quarantine. Heaven had to isolate you to protect your sensitive energy from the toxic people who fed on your light. You thought you were rejected by society. You watched people walk away from your life, and you cried over their absence. But heaven actually forcefully removed them. They were energetic vampires assigned to keep you completely poor. They drained your wallet and your soul simultaneously. Every time you tried to rise, they pulled you back down. God had to cut those dark cords permanently. Take a deep breath and let the heavy guilt completely dissolve. You survived a brutal storm that would have easily destroyed anyone else. You walked through the dark valley of shadow, and you did not lose your kind heart. The universe honors your incredible resilience today. Your silent tears have watered the seeds of a spectacular financial harvest. You are standing on holy ground. Do not let the current physical reality deceive you. The empty bank account is merely a fading illusion of the old timeline. Your new timeline is already written, and it is dripping with absolute abundance. You are a rare soul. You are a powerful cycle breaker. You are about to become the break in your bloodline that future generations will thank you for. The era of your suffering is done. But why did it take so incredibly long? Why did you have to endure so many years of painful scarcity before reaching this exact moment? There is a very specific spiritual mechanism behind your past financial failures. If you do not understand this hidden mechanism, you will accidentally block the wealth again. Pay close attention, because the answer will finally set your spirit free. Let me tell you the real reason this happened. You have asked God countless times why your prayers for money were seemingly ignored, while terrible people got rich easily. You begged the universe to just give you a break. You thought you were being punished for some hidden past mistake. That is a complete illusion. The poverty you experienced was never a curse. It was the ultimate divine protection protocol. If heaven had handed you massive wealth 5 years ago, it would have completely destroyed you. Why? Because your boundaries were still too weak back then. You would have attracted a massive swarm of toxic parasites and narcissistic friends who only wanted to exploit your exceptionally kind heart. Your light was incredibly bright, but your armor was fragile. God deliberately withheld the financial blessing to keep you hidden from the elite predators. The empty bank account was a spiritual shield. It kept the shallow people out of your inner circle. They quickly abandoned you when things got incredibly hard because you had absolutely nothing material to offer their greedy hands. You are not an ordinary person. You are a powerful spiritual warrior. You needed a specific environment to build your unbreakable resilience. The universe deliberately placed you in the harsh financial desert for a long season to burn away every single counterfeit connection in your timeline. The intense heat of scarcity purified your immediate surroundings. Only the absolute truth could survive that fire. Stop looking at your past delays as failures. Every single closed door was heaven forcefully blocking you from a fatal trap. You were so deeply upset when that job rejected you, and you cried when that specific opportunity completely fell apart at the very last second. But the angels were actually cheering for you in the spiritual realm. They protected your destiny. If you had walked through those doors, your soul would have been compromised. The environment was filled with low-frequency energy that would have slowly drained your life force. God delayed your wealth to give your nervous system enough time to completely heal, because your physical body had to be properly calibrated first. You must hold the high frequency of abundance without breaking. Think about a massive electrical current. If you plug a tiny wire into a giant generator, the wire will immediately melt. Your physical vessel was not ready for the massive voltage of kingdom wealth. The universe spent the last few agonizing years slowly upgrading your internal wiring so you could handle the raw power safely. You survived the intense pressure. You did not break under the heavy weight of loneliness. You evolved into the untouchable master of your reality. This is the exact moment the spiritual shift occurred. Your aura is now thick with divine protection. The old narcissistic manipulators cannot even look you in the eyes anymore, because they are literally terrified of the intense, quiet authority you now carry everywhere. Your silence has become a dangerous weapon against the dark forces. You are no longer the victim. The waiting season is officially over right now. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of divine favor. Do you feel that heavy burden lifting off your back? That is the miraculous feeling of absolute absolution, because you have been completely cleared of all past karmic debts in the high heavenly courts today. Your slate is completely clean. The dark poverty programming has been entirely wiped from your spiritual DNA, and the angelic armies are loudly celebrating your incredible victory right now. You passed the ultimate test of faith with flying colors. The universe is unlocking the secret vaults of abundance, specifically for you. The floodgates of generational wealth are finally opening wide. Take one slow and deep breath. Let that massive realization anchor deeply into your mind. You were never abandoned. You were highly protected the entire time. Every single painful tear you shed in secret was carefully collected by the divine forces to violently water the roots of your glorious new timeline. The seeds you planted in the dark are sprouting into massive golden trees of prosperity. You are finally safe. But wait, before you celebrate the incoming wealth, I have to warn you about something urgent. There is a hidden mechanism blocking the final delivery. The massive financial blessing is literally sitting at your front door right now, but a very specific dark energy is aggressively preventing the door from opening. You must understand how this final spiritual lock works immediately. If you ignore this next part, the money will bounce right back to the sender. The dark enemy knows they cannot stop the ultimate decree of God, so they are desperately trying to manipulate your physical brain waves instead. They want to hijack your frequency at the very last second. Pay close attention. I am going to reveal exactly why the system is attacking your mind today. Why is God choosing this exact moment to step in? Why not last year or 5 years ago? The answer lies in the profound spiritual law of resonance. The universe operates on precise frequencies. God could not force the wealth into your life earlier because your physical reality simply did not match the energetic blueprint of the divine timeline yet. You were stuck out of alignment. The dark forces understand this spiritual law perfectly. They know they cannot directly destroy a chosen one. You are too highly protected by Archangel Michael for a direct hit, so they use a much more insidious tactic instead. They flood your daily environment with a constant low frequency of chaos and stress. They keep your nervous system trapped in a state of high alert. They want you constantly worried about survival. They want you desperately scrambling to pay the rent and deeply terrified of the future. When your brain is dominated by these frantic survival beta waves, your spiritual antenna completely shuts down. You become literally deaf to the divine whispers of God. The massive wealth could be right next to you, but you cannot perceive it. This is exactly why your mind feels so incredibly chaotic right now. The enemy is projecting a thick blanket of static noise into your daily thoughts. They are using the stressful news, the toxic people at work, and the heavy burden of debt to scramble your internal compass. They are desperately trying to block the final activation sequence of your glorious financial destiny. But heaven has initiated a powerful override code today. Type 777 down in the comments to claim this alignment. By typing those sacred numbers, you are actively signaling to the universe that you are ready to break the dark spell. You are physically confirming that your soul is prepared to receive the divine download. The time of your suffering has expired. You must understand why 2026 is so incredibly critical. The cosmic timeline has reached a massive breaking point. The elite forces have pushed the planet too far into darkness, and the creator of the universe is initiating a total reset of wealth. This is the great spiritual wealth transfer that the ancient prophets clearly saw in their deep visions long ago. The arrogant system that exploited you is crumbling fast. The massive wealth they hoarded through manipulation is being forcefully stripped away by the angelic armies. And where is all that redirected money going? It is being directly routed into the bank accounts of the chosen ones. It is going to the pure souls who survived the long dark storm without losing their beautiful kindness. God is taking over right now because you are finally ready. Your internal wiring has been successfully upgraded through the long years of pain. You no longer seek validation from the shallow crowds. You no longer bend your knees to the toxic manipulators who demand your precious energy. Your boundaries are forged in solid steel, and your spirit is fiercely independent. You have become a weapon of light. The angels can trust you with massive resources because they know you will not be corrupted by the shiny illusions of the dark matrix. You will use the incoming wealth to heal your family and uplift the broken people around you. You are the specific distribution center that heaven has desperately been searching for on this earthly plane. Take a deep breath and let the truth sink in. You do not have to fight the heavy current anymore. The brutal struggle is officially over. God is literally taking the heavy steering wheel out of your tired hands today. The Creator is commanding the winds of prosperity to forcefully blow in your specific direction. Every single obstacle in your path is being violently blasted away right now. You have entered the era of the supernatural harvest. The money you need will start arriving through incredibly strange and unexpected channels. People you have never met will suddenly feel a deep spiritual urge to bless you financially. The heavy debts that kept you awake at night will be miraculously cancelled by the sheer power of divine intervention. The impossible is becoming your new normal. But there is a deeper layer to this phenomenon. Before the final drop of wealth lands in your lap, the dark forces will make one last desperate attempt to ruin your timeline. They are setting a fatal trap right before the glorious finish line. They are going to send something very specific from your painful past to completely derail your focus. If you fail this final test, the timeline collapses. The angels are watching your next move very closely. Do not let your guard down for a single second. I need you to pay extremely close attention to the next part. I am going to expose the exact face of the enemy that is coming for you, so you can destroy their dark illusion instantly. Listen carefully. Listen carefully to what I am about to say next. The fatal trap I warned you about is already being deployed in the spiritual realm. The dark forces know they cannot stop the massive wealth transfer, so they are trying to corrupt your environment instead. They are sending the narcissistic energy vampires right back into your daily orbit at the very last second. Think about the people who completely abandoned you during your darkest hours. The ones who looked at your empty bank account and walked away without a single shred of empathy. They ignored your desperate texts. They mocked your grand dreams and called you completely delusional behind your back. They made you feel entirely invisible when you needed a helping hand the most. Funny how everyone pretended they didn't see you coming. And now, right as your divine frequency begins to shift toward absolute prosperity, those exact same people are suddenly creeping back into your life. Have you noticed the weird synchronicities lately? That specific toxic ex is suddenly watching your social media again. The manipulative friend is suddenly sending you a casual message out of nowhere. This is not a coincidence. This is a highly coordinated demonic attack. The narcissists can physically sense the massive shift in your aura. They operate like parasitic leeches in the spiritual realm. They smell the incoming divine wealth, and they are desperately trying to reattach their dark cords to your energy field before the blessing officially lands. They want to steal your harvest. They are hoping you are still the weak empath. They assume you will quickly forgive them and let them right back into your sacred space because you are so incredibly kind. They want to drain the fresh divine energy that God is pouring into your spirit today. If you reply to their messages or engage with their toxic drama, you will instantly lower your high frequency back down to their dark level. Do not fall for the old illusion. A healed person no longer tolerates confusion disguised as love, no longer tolerates disrespect disguised as honesty. You are the cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. You must look at these toxic intruders with absolute quiet authority and close the door completely in their faces. Your silence is the ultimate weapon against their dark manipulation. They don't hate you for shining. They hate you for exposing their darkness. Your pure light burns their fragile egos. When you stand in your raw, authentic power, the narcissists begin to violently panic. They realize they have completely lost control over you. The strings they use to pull your emotions are entirely severed. You have finally become the master of your own reality today. Take a slow breath and feel the immense power radiating from your core. You are heavily protected by the angels of the Most High God. The toxic arrows they shoot at you are bouncing harmlessly off your thick spiritual armor. The dark spells they cast in secret are returning to the sender, multiplied by 1,000. Every single demonic plot against your finances has been utterly destroyed. You must actively cleanse your physical and digital space right now. Block the numbers that bring you heavy stress. Unfollow the accounts that project a constant frequency of fear and lack. You are preparing a magnificent golden room for the universe to deliver your wealth. And you absolutely cannot allow any dirty shoes to walk inside your sacred sanctuary. Protect your peace fiercely. God is actively purging your environment today. The sudden exits of certain people from your life recently were not painful losses. They were divine evictions. Heaven literally kicked the parasitic entities out of your timeline to make massive room for your kingdom connection. The universe is clearing the heavy debris so the golden river of prosperity can flow directly into your bank account. But there is still one more piece of the puzzle. You might be wondering how you will actually know when the massive wealth is finally here. The dark forces tried to blind you, but the angels have planted very specific signs in your daily path to guide you forward. You need to recognize these exact markers immediately so you can grab the blessing when it arrives. If you miss these signs, you might accidentally walk right past your miracle. The universe speaks in a highly coded language of divine alignment. I am going to reveal the top physical signs that prove the immense financial shift is happening for you right now. Do not take your eyes off this screen. The ultimate proof of your victory is coming next. Now I need you to pay incredibly close attention. The financial shift is no longer a distant promise in the future. It is a physical reality violently crashing into your current timeline. The angels have placed highly specific markers in your daily path to signal the massive arrival of your wealth. These are the undeniable signs that the floodgates are opening for you right now. The very first sign is an intense feeling of absolute detachment. Think about it for a second. For years you were incredibly desperate for money. You constantly checked your bank balance with heavy anxiety. You panicked over every single unexpected bill. But recently a strange and profound calmness has settled entirely over your spirit. You simply do not feel the heavy panic anymore. You look at the massive problems in front of you and you feel completely at peace. This is not because you have given up on your dreams. It is because your higher self has already seen the glorious victory in the spiritual realm. Your soul knows that the massive check is already written and signed by God. The quiet authority inside you is resting in absolute divine certainty today. The second massive sign is the sudden collapse of old broken systems in your life. Things that you used to rely on are completely falling apart. That steady job might have suddenly ended. That specific client might have walked away without any explanation. Your old car broke down and the roof started leaking. The enemy wants you to think your entire world is completely crumbling. Do not let the temporary chaos fool you. The universe is intentionally bulldozing the old ragged structures to build a magnificent new palace of wealth. God is violently shaking your foundation to remove every single thing that vibrates at a frequency of lack. The sudden losses are actually massive divine upgrades deeply in disguise. Heaven is clearing the deck for your massive abundance. The third powerful sign is the extreme amplification of your intuition. You are suddenly seeing straight through the heavy illusions of the matrix. You can instantly sense when a business deal is completely corrupt. You can literally feel the toxic intentions of a stranger before they even speak a single word. Your third eye is wide open and operating at maximum capacity right now. This heightened awareness is your new financial radar. The angels are using your sharp intuition to steer you directly toward the massive rivers of hidden wealth. When you feel that sudden, strong urge to call a specific person or take a completely different route home, you must obey the quiet whisper instantly. That is the Holy Spirit actively guiding your physical steps to the gold. The fourth undeniable sign involves the intense physical manifestation of the numbers 1, 1, 1, and 8, 8, 8. You are seeing these specific sequences absolutely everywhere you look. They are on license plates and grocery receipts and digital clocks. This is not a random coincidence of your brain. It is a highly coordinated angelic transmission beamed directly from the highest heavens. The number 111 signifies a massive new beginning and the instant manifestation of your deepest thoughts. The number 888 is the ultimate frequency of infinite financial abundance and the total mastery of the material realm. The angels are literally flashing these codes in your face to remind you that the cosmic bank vault is unlocked specifically for you right now. Take a deep breath. Let that immense validation wash over your tired soul. You are a rare soul. You are the anomaly in a world of sleeping sheep. You have successfully navigated the darkest night of the human soul entirely alone. The heavy storm that was sent to completely destroy your spirit has only polished you into a brilliant diamond of untouchable divine power. You won the battle. But this brings us to the ultimate revelation. You have seen all the signs, and you have survived the brutal attacks. The massive wealth is literally hovering right above your physical head right now. However, it requires a final action from you to physically materialize in this dense earthly plane. You must step fully into your new glorious identity to receive the heavy crown. If you hesitate now, the energy will remain suspended in the spiritual realm. You cannot enter the kingdom of immense wealth while wearing the ragged clothes of a victim. The universe is demanding a total and complete paradigm shift in your mind today. You must accept the heavy mantle of leadership that God is actively placing upon your strong shoulders. The final activation is here. This is the moment everything finally makes sense. I told you at the very beginning about the crescent moon and the letter M. You have waited patiently for the ultimate truth. The dark forces tried to hide this profound secret from you for decades. They knew that once you understood your physical marks, their control over your life would instantly shatter. The heavy veil is lifting right now. The crescent moon on your body is not a random birthmark. It is not a meaningless physical shape. It is the ultimate spiritual vessel. It represents your divine capacity to hold light in the middle of absolute darkness. While the rest of the world is completely asleep, you are the designated beacon of hope. You absorb the heavy trauma of your bloodline, and you transmute it into brilliant gold. And what about the mysterious letter M on your palm? It does not stand for a mundane human word. It stands for the untouchable master of reality. It is the permanent physical signature of the Creator stamped directly onto your physical vessel. You were born with the innate ability to command miracles and manifest massive money. The universe literally mapped your grand destiny on your own skin. You are no longer the empath who begged to be understood. The crucible of intense pain has entirely forged you into a spiritual powerhouse. From this exact moment on, Your energy demands absolute respect without a single word spoken. The silence after the brutal storm hits incredibly different when you finally realize you were the storm all along. You became the weapon you were trying to survive. The great generational wealth transfer is no longer a distant prophecy. It is a legally binding spiritual contract that has just been activated in the high courts of heaven. God is officially taking over your bank accounts today. Every single dollar that the enemy stole from your family line is being returned to you right now with massive cosmic interest. The floodgates are permanently wide open. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit right now? That intense rushing sensation in your chest is the frequency of absolute victory. You are stepping into the exact golden timeline you were born to rule. The dry desert of poverty is completely gone. The heavy chains of massive debt have snapped into a million tiny pieces. The universe is rolling out the red carpet for your royal arrival. Stop looking back at the painful past. Stop worrying about how the money will actually arrive. The creator of the universe does not need a human bank to fund your grand destiny. The divine supply is absolutely infinite, and it flows effortlessly toward the marked souls. You are walking into rooms that your ancestors only dreamed about. You are breaking the heavy curses that plagued your family forever. Take your rightful seat on the magnificent throne of your life. Welcome to your beautiful era of quiet authority. You do not have to explain your strong boundaries to anyone anymore. You do not have to prove your worth to toxic people who are committed to misunderstanding your kind heart. Your pure presence alone shifts the entire atmosphere of a room. You are completely untouchable now. The pitch-black darkness has officially retreated behind you. The glorious dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays directly onto your spiritual crown. But the enemy is watching this exact moment with pure burning rage. They know they have lost the long war, but they want you to walk away without locking the door. They want you to doubt this intense euphoric feeling and just brush it off. If you close this video right now, without sealing the frequency, you leave a tiny crack open for the shadows to sneak back in. You must create an absolute shield of energetic protection around your new wealth. The angels are standing by to lock this magnificent reality into the physical earthly plane. They are waiting for your final act of ultimate obedience. Do not let this massive blessing slip away. You have fought way too hard to reach this beautiful peak. You have shed too many silent tears to let the devil steal your golden crown at the finish line. The divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your new timeline right now. Your physical vessel is fully activated today. Your spiritual antenna is perfectly tuned to the frequency of raw abundance. Everything is totally ready for you. Take a deep breath and raise your tired head high. You are the chosen one with the mark of the master. The universe has bowed to your incredible resilience. The immense wealth is yours, and the spiritual victory is completely secured. The brutal era of pure survival is dead forever. Welcome to the kingdom of heaven on earth. Pay close attention, because it is time to permanently seal your glorious destiny. The spiritual war is officially over. The heavy dust is finally settling on the battlefield as you stand perfectly victorious in the bright light. The enemy is watching you right now with absolute defeat in their dark eyes. They threw their most violent storms at your life, but you simply refused to stay down in the dirt. You are a true warrior. Now it is time to physically claim your massive reward. Your spiritual bank account is overflowing with divine currency today, and the angels are actively waiting for you to receive it. But an energetic blessing must be firmly anchored into the physical earth. You cannot just listen to these words and walk away. The universe requires your active confirmation. We must build a massive shield of protection around your new timeline. Type the word Amen down in the comments to permanently seal this reality. Let that physical action be your final oath of total obedience to the Creator. When you type that sacred word, you are slamming the heavy iron door directly in the face of the devil. The block is lifted. Subscribe to the channel right now to anchor yourself at the highest vibrational frequency. You are establishing a permanent energy receiving station for your soul. Every time you return to this safe sanctuary, your spiritual armor gets exponentially thicker, and the narcissistic vampires can never reach you here. You are completely hidden in the light. Look at your hands one final time and trace that powerful letter M with your finger. Remember the sacred crescent moon that marks your beautiful skin. You are not a victim of circumstance, because you are the untouchable master of your reality. The brutal generational curses of deep poverty stop with you today. Your future children will never know the pain. You are going to build massive wealth that lasts for centuries. You will fund the grand dreams that heaven planted in your beautiful mind, while the money flows to you so easily that it will feel completely surreal. People will ask you how you achieved such impossible success. You will simply smile and tell them that God took over completely. Do not let the temporary shadows of this world scare you anymore. The news will tell you that the global economy is crashing hard, and the toxic people will try to project their heavy fear onto your path. But you operate on a completely different cosmic economy now. You are fully sustained by the infinite riches of the high kingdom. You are perfectly safe. Breathe in the sweet air of absolute freedom and let the heavy tension melt completely out of your tired shoulders. Your long season of waiting in the dark hallway is entirely finished. The grand doors to your golden throne room are swinging wide open. Walk inside with your head held extremely high, because you have absolutely earned this royal position. Never apologize for your massive success again. Never shrink yourself to make small-minded people feel comfortable in your presence. Your pure light is supposed to be incredibly blinding, so let it shine with terrifying power. Those who belong in your new timeline will naturally adjust their vision. The rest will quickly fade into the background. If this fiery message has reignited the powerful faith inside you, do not keep this great blessing to yourself. There is a desperate soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair. They are crying out for a single sign from God today. You have the absolute power to be their answered prayer. Sharing this message is your ultimate divine duty. Share this video with someone who desperately needs to hear this truth. Sowing the seed of hope today is actively multiplying the massive blessing for yourself tomorrow. When you freely distribute the light, heaven immediately refills your own cup, while the angels are tracking your generous heart. Send this frequency to another chosen one right now. I am so incredibly proud of you. I have watched you endure the heavy fire without losing your beautiful heart, and you survived the impossible tests of faith, and now you get to reap the glorious supernatural harvest. Type your final declaration of victory in the comments below. Let the whole spiritual world hear your loud roar of freedom today. The pain of your past is permanently dissolving into nothingness. The toxic memories can no longer control your daily emotions because you are completely detached from the heavy drama of the matrix. You stand above the noise as a rare soul. The universe has trusted you with the keys to the kingdom. Use this massive wealth to change the entire world. God is fiercely holding your right hand, while Archangel Michael is walking directly in front of you with a blazing sword. No weapon formed against your massive finances shall ever prosper. Every single dark spell is permanently broken. Your wealth begins right here and right now. Embrace your brilliant new life. My beloved chosen one, you are finally home.